Testing. There we go. Good. Oh, it's on. Good morning. Good morning. I love that people are still coming in, finding their seats. Maybe they're in the coffee room. Good morning. And welcome to WHUUF, West Hills Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. So grateful to be here with all of you today. My name is Ashley Ulmer. I am your lay leader today, and all are welcome here. Thankfully, we all have a place to be today. Whether you're here in the sanctuary, in the coffee room, joining from Zoom, you are welcome here. If you're joining for the first time, or maybe back after a year, you're especially welcome here. And we hope that you'll continue to come back and be part of this beloved community again and again. If you're serving in the coffee room or greeting people at the door, volunteering in RE, or shutting out the lights later, you are welcome here. And hope that you will receive this mention of gratitude this morning for all of your service to WHUUF. whether you looked ahead at the homepage for the service description, or you're just here open to the wonder of surprise, you're welcome here. And today we have the pop-up choir, which I know is super exciting. For everybody who came early, thank you so much. They will perform, and if you don't know, the pop-up choir is an opportunity for folks who maybe want to be in a choir but can't do weekly practices. So you just show up early and practice, run through.
All abilities are welcome.
All abilities. If you want to play your instrument, if you want to sing, you come. If you have a desire to be in an impromptu choir, which I'm not going to ask for a hand raise on that one, but Ryan Duff is leading this morning. And how often does that happen? Is that one particular day a month?
Yeah, every second Sunday.
Second Sunday. So you can come and then you'll be delighted in a performance. Also today we will explore the potential for enrichment here at WHUUF through shared philosophy and practice. We have the joy of highlighting two distinct groups. And Dryad of the Buddhist Sangha is here, and Tom Needham of the Humanist Group is thankfully here to share the unique philosophies that they explore, as well as about the experience of engaging in those groups. And remember, of course, the best way to find out about all the happenings and possibilities for connection is to email the admin through the homepage. It's easily done, or after service, let somebody know you want to get connected to the e-blast on Mondays, or the bulletin board, which is how we can just communicate at will with each other. So let's greet each other. And my question for you today is, what is your current hobby or passion project that you're working on? Stand and greet each other, please. Please wrap up your lovely conversations. I'm so thankful to hear all the buzz. Do continue to share in these discussions in coffee hour after. On chime duty as well. Although Buddhism and humanism are distinct philosophies, as you will hear from Anne and Tom today, this opening reading explores where the two intersect. A little digging from AmericanHumanist.org revealed Buddhism and humanism affirm the dignity of every human. Sound familiar? Of every human being, and assert that humanity is responsible for its own destiny, having within itself all that is needed to improve the condition of life. Both maintain that happiness is attained by harmoniously combining personal development and actions that contribute to the welfare of the community. Synonyms for Buddhism and humanism: empathy, compassion, altruism. We are indeed on common ground, whether we call it enlightenment or the conviction that humanity has the ability to progress towards its highest ideals. And without further ado, pop-up choir.
As I said, all abilities.
It's the audience. One, two, three, four. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me run. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. I think I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is the rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that have me run. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Oh, what a bright, bright, sunshiny day.
Way to go, Bruce.
And the pop-up choir. And let's light our chalice. Bruce, do you want to come back up? Susanne is going to also come and read for us.
You can do it yourself.
Good job. Thank you, Bruce. My name is Susanne Smallman, and I'm going to read our chalice lighting for this morning. Blessed is the fire that burns deep in the soul. It is the flame of the human spirit, touched into being by the mystery of life. It is the fire of reason, the fire of compassion, the fire of community, the fire of justice, the fire of faith. It is the fire of love burning deep in the human heart, the divine glow in every life.
Thank you, Susanne. Let us say our affirmation together. Let us open our eyes to see what is beautiful and what is wondrous. Let us open our minds to learn what is true and what is mysterious. Let us open our hearts to love ourselves and our neighbors. As we prepare to give and receive the offering this morning, we ask that you consider not only financial contributions, but also those of your talent and your time and your energy, which is a gift that goes a really long way here at WHUUF. We surely give thanks for the curiosity that you are bringing here with us this morning. Ushers, please come. Thank you, Betsy, for your playing. Let us affirm together. Let us be grateful we are able to give, for many do not have that privilege. Let us be grateful for all those who share their gifts with us, for we are enriched by their giving. And let us be grateful even for our needs, so that we may learn the generosity of others. Time for all ages. Any children who'd like to come forward, you're welcome. We'll wait for you. There's a few seats here in the front, the whole row. No one wants to join Bruce at the front? I have a poem for you this morning. Yeah, come on up. Small Kindnesses, a poem by Danusha Lamaris in the book Bonfire Opera from 2020. I've been thinking about the way when you walk down a crowded aisle, people pull in their legs to let you by. Or how strangers will say, "Bless you," when someone sneezes, a leftover from the bubonic plague. Don't die, we were saying. And sometimes when you spill lemons from your grocery bag, someone else will help you pick them up. Mostly we don't want to harm each other. We want to be handed our cup of coffee hot and to say thank you to the person handing it, to smile at them, for them to smile back, for the waitress to call us honey when she sets down the bowl of chowder, and for the driver in the red pickup truck to let us in. We have so little of each other now, so far from tribe and fire. Only these brief moments of exchange. What if they are the true dwelling of the holy? These fleeting temples we make together when we say, "Here, have my seat. Go ahead, you first. I like your hat." And with that, we'll join together and sing our children out, forming arches over the aisle. Bye, Bruce. Thank you, baby. Without further ado, Tom Needham of the Humanist Group will join us now.
Okay, eat the mic. That's what we do here, right? Okay. Thank you for inviting me and giving me another chance to share something that's had tremendous meaning in my life. Oh, weren't we going to have a hymn?
After.
Oh, after. Okay.
Right after.
Okay, great. My favorite Unitarian hymn, and there are many, but my favorite is "We Laugh, We Cry." The last line of the hymn is, "To question truly is an answer." One of the major reasons I'm a UU is our 7 principles, especially the 4th principle, a free and responsible search for truth and meaning. A good starting point for that search is the recognition that we're all human, and therefore we share the same starting questions in that search. The answers we find in our search will certainly be different and unique to each of us, but the starting questions will be the same. In my search for how to build an effective and moral life, the best questions I've found to start from are from existentialism, a philosophy which is centered on the idea that humans are not born with a built-in purpose or identity. This has 3 implications. We have total freedom to choose who we are, which means we cannot blame fate, society, or God for our choices. And because our choices define us, we bear full responsibility for the outcomes and who we become. And life has no inherent meaning. We must find one on our own. While this seems dismal, I find this liberating. To me, this is an accurate description of reality, and the questions I need to answer fall logically from that. So where can we go to find answers in this kind of universe? I found the best search tool for me is humanism. And humanism is a philosophy, and that's an important noun. It's not a theology, it's not a belief, it's a philosophy which contends that humans, relying on science and reason, can build effective and moral lives without the expectation of divine guidance or intervention. There is a significant overlap between humanists and Unitarians. In fact, our Unitarian 7 principles draw significantly on humanist foundations. And there are a number of UU congregations in the United States, including several of the largest, that declare themselves specifically as humanist congregations. To understand the world, humanists rely on science and reason rather than on revelation from any supernatural source. They also do not believe in miracles. That's another name for the supernatural suspension of the laws of chemistry, physics, and biology. Humanists tend to be advocates for human rights, free speech, progressive policies, and democracy. And most importantly, they maintain that religious belief is not a necessity for morality. They base their moral and ethical decision-making on reason, empathy, human nature, and compassion for human beings and other sentient animals. They object to excessive religious entanglement with education and government, And humanists have no belief in an afterlife, so they focus on seeking happiness in the here and now. For the past several years, I've been facilitating a humanist discussion group as part of the adult religious education program here at WHUUF. I've evolved an approach that has served us well. We meet for an hour. I choose the topics, although I've encouraged anyone who wants to join us to suggest topics they're interested in. I specifically look for topics which are universal and can apply to all humans, regardless of genders, races, ages. Universal is the important theme. Our meetings usually begin with a catalyst for conversation, which is a short introduction to our topic for discussion. I'm happiest when this presents a challenge or a dilemma. We spend the remainder of our time, and the majority of our time, discussing the topic. In fact, my goal is to provoke a lively discussion about the topic, perhaps challenging currently held beliefs. I do not want it to be a linear presentation of the correct way to think about something. We don't talk much about belief in God or not. That's a very personal choice, which I don't think is as important as our other topics. But we have talked several times about spirituality. Many people who have joined in our discussions describe themselves as spiritual but not religious. And we have talked about practices which do not require belief, but create an emotional equivalent of a spiritual mindset. A prominent atheist, when asked about spirituality, replied, "Spirituality is a dangerous term. Calling yourself spiritual exposes you to the risk of being misunderstood by people who are only too happy to misunderstand you for their own reasons." I've encouraged people to be very specific when they describe themselves as spiritual, and we have at least one person in our that regularly attends our groups who describes themselves as religious but not spiritual. Our topics seem to have, over the years, seemed to have fallen in kind of two general categories. I'll call them inside our head and outside our skin. The inside our head topics typically are look at neuroscience and psychology in an accessible way, of course. A recent hour explored the fascinating new Michael Pollan book on human consciousness. There are those who say that consciousness is what defines us as human. Pollan finds new evidence to kind of challenge that. And in fact, when Pollan told a fellow researcher what he was doing, the response from the fellow researcher was, "Oh, so you're trying to find the soul." It's an interesting search with surprises along the way. The outside our skin explores our relationship to the world outside of us. Much of our discussion involves philosophical dimensions, dilemmas such as ethics. And ethics, you'd think, oh, that's a simple topic, right and wrong. No, it turns out to be remarkably challenging when you delve into it. The most common question non-believers get is, how can you be good without God? We have explored a number of answers to that question. Turns out it's not difficult at all. And there are one particular sociologist that says if you're just following some commandments, trying to avoid eternal punishment, that's not being moral, that's simply being obedient. And anyone can do that. To be moral, you have to have the choice of a good choice and a bad choice, and you choose the good one because it's the moral one to make. We've also heard how we can create celebrations and rituals that are joyful and transcendent, but without religious beliefs, frequently relying on poetry and other wonderful techniques. And we've also found understanding of humanist topics using other disciplines such as anthropology and sociology. For example, there is evidence that suggests that as humans evolved from hunter-gatherers into agriculture, their religious beliefs changed at the same time, very fundamentally, not surprisingly. We've used several thought-provoking short stories from marvelous authors exploring issues of immortality and compassion for suffering in our midst. And one of my favorite discussions was about the ethics of genetic engineering, which is a major topic these days now that we have the technology to easily and cheaply change our own genome, our own genetics. The ethics of genetic engineering require us to basically confront head-on what it really means to be human, because if you can change it, you need to understand what it is. We've also explored a variety of philosophers and philosophical worldviews. I've discovered, much to my dismay, that ideas that I thought I figured out myself were thoroughly explored 500 years ago by people much smarter than I am. Here's an example of the philosophy of Stoicism. This is one of the ones of philosophies that we've examined. This is from the Meditations of Marcus Aurelius, who was a Roman emperor and a major Stoic philosopher. He said, "Adversity is part of nature. The universe is indifferent to your existence. It will throw things at you that will be major challenges. Accept this for what it is. Difficulties, tragedies, and setbacks are part of life. They're even part of what it means to be alive. Everyone will experience them. Since these events are in fate's hands, you should not hope and pray for them not to occur, but rather hope and pray that you have the strength of character to endure them when they do." Almost sounds Buddhist, doesn't it? The proudest moments of my life have been the ones in which have given me the most satisfaction, have come when I've overcome challenges that I didn't think I could possibly master, especially when the effort benefits other people. So the Humanist Discussion Meeting, and we're not really a group, not a card-carrying humanist. It's just a gathering that talk about interesting things. The discussion meeting has been recently held on the third Sunday of the month at 9 a.m., although I've taken the summer off. It's been a hybrid meeting, so both in-person and online folks can join in. Our attendance, unfortunately, has been trending down over the past couple of years, and maybe especially this last year. And given the surprising number of person hours required to put the meetings on, I'm considering changing the format or perhaps reducing how frequently it is held. But I think it's an important aspect of our view of the world, and I'm going to continue advocating for it. So stay tuned. Thank you very much.
Please rise and bow to your spirits. We laugh, we cry, we live, we die. We dance, we sing our song. We need to feel there's something here to which we can belong. We need to feel the freedom, the lust to have some time alone. But most of all, we need two friends we can call our very own. And we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have found a need to be together. We had our heart. The lyrics are, oh, okay. All right,
Yes.
I think we can be done there. Sorry, everyone, it's not.
That was our attempt at a custom song request from Tom Needham. Thank you so much for sharing that information. Tom Needham. Okay. We come with so much, each of us our own. Like one of my favorite Instagram people, Long Live New Row, says, life happened and you were there. Life was lifing and you were youing. Well, thankfully, we are all here together, us together, and hold each other, whether in joy or sorrow. Like the water here envelops the stone and lightens the weight of its fall, we share this time to express our joys and sorrows together. As is our beloved tradition, we'll take a moment of silent reflection, quiet, and then when Betsy plays, that's a time when you can take the aisle here, drop your stone, say a word if you'd like. I'll hold the mic for you, and then back down the other aisle to your seat.
There's millions of people, as you know, who've been impacted by wildfires, smoke, and so forth. But my stone today is especially tribute to all the firefighters on the front lines who are risking their own lives and doing their very best to get people safe again.
This is for my sister Krissa and her family.
A couple weeks ago, I became a great-grandmother for the first time. And yesterday, Anne, who is a grandma for the first time, took me down to Staten so I could meet my little new Zane. Just holding that little butt, it's just so sweet.
This is a hope for blessings on this plumbing struggle I'm having. That's no fun.
Daryl and I just learned that our brother-in-law Doug has a glioblastoma and probably only has about 6 months to live, so we're very sad right now.
I feel kind of obnoxious saying this, but my voice sounds better. I'm walking without my cane. I think I'm actually healing.
My 19-year-old cat was recently diagnosed with leukemia, and so it's been hard.
Well, I've just spent the last 2 days at my 50th high school reunion, and oh my God, what a swirl of joys and sorrows are going through my head right now. Learning about lives well lived, interesting lives, people that aren't with us anymore, visiting an old friend with dementia, a lot of loss as well as a lot of joy at seeing people I hadn't seen for a long time. And I'm going to drop a stone for a woman who was incredibly influential to a lot of girls in my high school. It was a coach and a teacher who I learned passed away. So this is for Judy Johns.
It's a joy to be back in Portland. It was 16 days ago that Mary had surgery in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Double break in her femur. Week in the hospital, a long drive back because she couldn't fly, but and a long recovery ahead. But we're so thankful for so many good wishes from all of you.
Recently had a birthday, entered a decade that my parents never got to.
This is for our young friend Quincy.
This is for our new to us dog, Oakley, who's 8 years old and is grieving for his family.
I'm gonna start doing the count from Sesame Street voice for the monthly sobriety milestone announcement. 10 months sober.
This is a shout out to a new group here at WHUUF, of which I'm a part of. I like to call us the Fallen, and I am one of them. Mary, as you heard, is another. There's Margot and Dave and Jim. And so far, I may have missed somebody, but I think that's all of us. And our rallying cry is, darn that gravity. And you are cordially invited not to join us, please.
So many wonderful things, so many hard things. Things that are unsaid now and that stay in our hearts. And just take a minute of quiet meditation, reflection, and prayer, as is your desire. as we return back to the space together in our minds, we have the second installment of today's introductions. The Buddhist tradition urges us all to be fully present in the moment and see reality to end suffering. Anne will share with us this morning a dance of awakening, and also on the Buddhist Sangha that you are welcome to join here at WHUUF. And Dryad, everybody.
Technologically challenged, absolutely. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm happy to be here today to share with you how the WHUUF Sangha operates and to invite you to check us out. The group has been meeting from 9 to 10 o'clock Sunday mornings for about 30 years. I believe the name of our group may have been the WHUUF Buddhist Meditation Group, and over time, we adapted the concept of being a Sangha. Often this term refers to a community of seekers who come to sit and to learn at the feet of a religious teacher. Our search uses books that represent Buddhist and mindfulness teachings to stimulate active dialogues as we come together. Our members take turns leading the Sangha and facilitating by reading a chapter in our current book. We start with a check-in, so we get to know each other better by a brief sharing about our week, and we do this in person attendance and also by Zoom. Then we turn to any current business and next read the Eightfold Path. It's followed by the facilitator quoting parts of the chapter that we're going to look at as we respond to these presented ideas. And then the in-person Sangha sits and meditates for 20 minutes, where the Zoom people frequently keep talking on the other side of the veil. One of our members, when I asked other people if they wanted to be involved today, Lynn Clower shared this, which I will share with you. Several years ago, not long after my husband passed, I felt the pull to get back to my UU roots and cultivate community since I had moved to Oregon from Vermont. I found out about the Sangha group at a service just like this one. Gloria, Jean, and Anne made me feel so welcome. I live over 30 minutes away, and with my little old dog at home, I didn't have the bandwidth to be gone for both Sangha and the Sunday service. So I started joining the Sangha by Zoom instead, and most weeks, once the online portion wrapped up, I jump in the car and head for the WHUUF Sunday service. What I found with our lovely Sangha has been a joy for me. It's deepened a connection to Buddhist teachings I've always felt drawn to, but never had the space to really explore. Our book selections, including one on how the mind works through a Buddhist lens, and our long, rich conversations working through Buddhist principles such as the Eightfold Path, have given me a real canvas for that exploration. Every week I learn something and feel that I'm a lucky soul to travel this path with such amazing people. I love our potlucks, which I try very hard to make to get to know people beyond the screen. I want anyone considering the Sangha to know that joining online or in person, this community offered me some amazing insights to Buddhist principles and life in general. It has been there for me in some of the hardest times of my life and in times of great joy too. I'm eternally grateful for this offering. So the Buddhists taught the Four Noble Truths, which are simply, there is suffering, there's a path out of suffering. If you take the path, you will stop suffering, which is a nice formula. So the Eightfold Path is the Buddhist practical guide to living a compassionate, balanced life. It helps us overcome suffering and enter enlightenment. The first is right view, seeing the true nature or reality and the truth of suffering. 2 is right intention, cultivating thoughts of kindness, nonviolence, and letting go of anger. 3, right speech, communicating honestly and kindly, avoiding lies, gossip, and harsh speech. Right action, behaving peacefully and respectfully, avoiding killing, stealing, and other harmful behavior. Right livelihood, earning a living that does not harm others or the environment. 6, right effort, actively replacing negative thoughts with positive, healthy ones. I like this one, I'm going to read it again. Right effort, actively replacing negative thoughts with positive, healthy ones. 7, right mindfulness, staying present and fully aware of your body, feelings, and thoughts in the moment. And 8, right concentration, developing a calm, focused mind through practices like meditation. Like the Unitarian Universalist principles, the Eightfold Path gives us signposts to help us enter self-reflection and to choose consciously to take a more skillful approach to whatever life situation we find ourselves in. Recently, driving my car, and then a driver made a dangerous move, and I got angry and used some judgmental language. As I sat there fuming, my intuition turned on and asked me, is this harsh speech? What a pregnant pause followed as I sat with my angry body and realized my current state. Self-reflection lit up this suffering that I was wallowing in, feeding negativity to my eat or be eaten brain. Didn't feel good. Here I had a new choice and a more peaceful path to walk. Our current book is Buddhism is Not What You Think by Steve Hagen. Here's our book. This is from chapter 5, the itch in your mind. Often when we're caught up in our dualistic thinking, we say to ourselves, I'm deluded, so I want to become enlightened. Yet we don't realize that we're already immersed in enlightenment. We sit here thinking there's something else, something better over there, something we need to get, attain, or accomplish. Then we take up meditation with the idea that this practice will somehow lead us to enlightenment. In chapter 12, and I love this title, Before Ideas Sprout. We cannot or do not experience reality through signs. Reality occurs prior to our falling into thought, prior to us gaining ideas, prior to us coming up with explanations. Reality is before things form in our minds as crystallized objects, one thing distinguished from another. Zen practice requires non-attachment to thought. Here he is not asking us to stop thinking. Instead, he's urging us not to take our thought objects as reality. Instead of getting caught up in them, we can simply stop imagining that they have any substantiality. The task of this moment, the issue at hand, is to pay attention to this, right here, to what's really going on before we make anything out of it. It's to realize how the mind conjures up endless ephemeral worlds, and that if we would just look at those carefully, they would dissipate like smoke or mist, and we would wake up. Zen practice requires non-attachment to thought. You can be non-attached to thought only if you realize that your thought objects are not real, that they're little more than objects in a dream. And to end, there's a poem by Huang Po in this book. And the foolish reject what they see, not what they think. The wise reject what they think, not what they see. Thank you.
Let's stand again and sing our closing hymn. Anne, thank you so much.
A flat. What key do you do it? I'm going to do it in G. Sure, let's do G. Let's do it. All right. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Now let us sing, sing, sing. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Let us sing to the power of the. Now let us sing to the power of the. All within colors, sing to the power of the. All within. Lift your voice, be not afraid. Let us sing to the power of the. Now let us sing, sing, sing. Now let us sing, lift up your voice, be not afraid. Let us sing to the power of the love within. Now let us sing, sing, sing. Now let us sing, sing, sing. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Let us sing to the power of the joy within.
As you go, as we go, see and be love in even the smallest exchanges. Pick up the delicious morsels of humanity along your path and savor them. We extinguish this flame, but not the warmth and vision and compassion that it represents. And the front now turns to the back. Backs, hold hands if you'd like, and then we will sing.